Hello, everybody. This is Rona. Just wanted to come back, like I said I would today, and talk to you a little bit about when I had PTSD. Um, if you don't know, 6 years ago, I suffered a total and complete nervous breakdown. And I'd worked at our local police department for 25 years. And my the nurse practitioner I was going to at the time was telling me that I had stress and I should go see a therapist. And I just didn't listen to her. I thought, no, that's not stress. I don't need to see a therapist. What would people think and all that nonsense? Well, I didn't listen to her and I collapsed one day at work just out of the blue. And they had to convince me at the hospital that it was stress because, uh, like I've said before, I have asthma, and sometimes you have a bad asthma attack and you go down. And that's what I thought it was, and it made me mad when they told me that I had that it was stress, and they made me promise to go see a therapist, which I did. I promised, and of course, I always keep my promises. And my doctor uh, or my nurse practitioner recommended a good one, a good therapist, and she was wonderful, and she helped me so much. I was so broken, you know, at, and she said, also that I had suffered PTSD. It left me with PTSD and depression, anxiety, and those are real things. I mean, if you know somebody uh, that has those issues, it's good to check in on them occasionally, if it's nothing but a phone call or a text, because you never know when they need to hear a kind word. I was blessed that my mother, uh, I came to live with my mother because I had to retire early and I couldn't afford to keep my home or my vehicle. So I thank God for mom because I'd have been homeless and, like I've said before, wouldn't still be here because if the Lord had to provide another way. Um, that's how bad it was. Excuse me. But before, and I'd heard from somebody today, and it's really encouraging. Of course, I won't say their name because, like I say, when you email me, it's private. But it does encourage me that I am reaching people that can relate to what I've been through. I think that's very important. Somebody else hears validation, or something maybe. But I really appreciate the person that reached out to me today. And before I had never heard of PTSD being non-military related. It was always, our veterans that suffered. And I just, hey, that's so bad. I had an uncle that had PTSD real bad, and my heart went out to him. Of course, it's hard telling the terrible things they relived because that's what you do. Um, when you have PTSD, you relive every bad thing that just about's ever happened to you, and you just cannot, you know, make the bad thoughts stop. And I started going to a doctor. The nurse practitioner said she'd help me all she could, and so I started going to a doctor then. And he's real good. I'm still going to him, and you do need a little help every now and then. So, well, with medication, you do need help with that because you've got to be able to sleep, and nothing knocks you out, but you got to have something to take the edge off of it so that you can function. And of course, I lost all my abilities from my job. I used to be able to do so much for so many people and worked on the computer, and just that was just a small part of what I did, math and lots of stuff, payroll, and kept up with all the police officers' leave time and a lot of things like that. And I really enjoyed it. But after that collapse, I was left with I just felt like I was so empty, and I felt so stupid because I couldn't. All that stuff was gone, and I was just like I said. That first year, I was in bed most of the time, and Mama was really worried about me because I didn't really want to live, but I wouldn't ever take my own life. That's just not the way to go. And I'm a Christian, and I don't want to go to hell. And anyway, I don't want to do that. It's just selfish to do that to your family and people that care about you. But um, I'm just, very thankful. I talk to God all the time. I couldn't understand why, and I did ask him why a lot. And but these things happen for a reason. We don't know at the time. And I my therapist helped me. It I also had agoraphobia that developed. Yeah, that was really great. I was afraid to leave the house, but I'd pray, and then Mom helped me with that because I had to go to my doctor appointments and my therapist appointments, and Lord, I was afraid to get in the car on the road or anything. Mama drove. I couldn't drive for a long time. That left me too. I just felt worthless because it seemed like everything was gone. And but I kept working at it and doing what my therapist told me and my doctor, and I'm doing a lot better. I still have short-term memory loss. There's still some things I can't remember, and that's okay. I'd say I'm not supposed to because it was a trauma and having that nervous breakdown. And my therapist told me that when you uh, have one experience a traumatic event, that you relive all your past traumas, and that is true. Those kept coming through my mind, and I eventually was able to play simple games on my phone. I've talked about this before. Nothing with any pressure to it. Reading was too much pressure because I couldn't, had trouble comprehending. I mean, I know it sounds odd to somebody hadn't experienced it, but I mean, all those skills that I used at work, mm, it was really hard. But my comprehension came back. Um, I still need to work physically on myself. I gained a lot of weight, and I've developed type 2 diabetes. So I've got to work on my weight. And, but PTSD does happen to people besides military, and it's really bad for the military. I'm not taking anything away from them. God love them. My heart goes out to all of them. But police officers, first responders, I'm sure they experience it too. And just look at me, I was a secretary, and I had it. But I had an abusive marriage, and I was almost kidnapped when I was little, and uh, I was in a car wreck. Of course, I wasn't really hurt bad in the car wreck, but you just relive everything. And it is really important to try to do some activities when you are able to handle them that are takes your mind off of all those bad thoughts and slows them down. Um, I started, like I said, playing the games, and then Mama got me into art, painting and drawing, and then she bought me a banjo, and started learning how to play that for a while. Interests kind of come and go. That's I think that's part of it. But here I am doing podcasts, and I am happy, and I have peace of mind. You don't have peace of mind when all those thoughts are racing through your head. You can't relax. You just can't hardly focus. You can't think. And, it does get better. And I'm so thankful I have peace of mind now. It's such a gift. Don't ever take your peace of mind for granted, because it is a gift. You don't realize the people that don't have it. But I just thought I'd touch on that today. And I really appreciate the person that reached out to me. And I send them much love and hope you have peace of mind now. Uh, but you just never know who, what your neighbor's going through, person beside you in line somewhere, or you just never know what that person's going through. And I believe we're put here to help each other. And I'm so thankful I can use these podcasts and share my experience. And hopefully it will resonate with someone. And that is my hope. And I wish you all much love and have a blessed day.